Hello. Welcome to the Intern Corner, very special edition today, part 1 in a 2-part series where we're going to rank all 30 of the NBA's City Edition jerseys this year. There were some really interesting entries into this new fun jersey pool and some major duds, which we'll be covering largely in the first part of this video. So we'll break it down like this. This video will be teams 30 through 15. And then the next one will be 14-1. And along the way, you're going to see some special guests popping up to tell you about a couple of the jerseys. Should be pretty fun. So without further ado, why don't we just hop on into it, huh? I gotta check my slideshow. I just wanted to add, how we did these rankings is that between Matt, Sam, Kevin, and I, we all did our own rankings, and then I aggregated them, and then when there were ties in the aggregation, I just essentially decided which one I liked more and put it on top. So with that knowledge going in, just know you can't blame all of this on me. It's an aggregation, and so if you feel like your team got slighted, just know it was probably their fault. I'm sure I was on your side. So coming in at 30, definitely the one that we all pretty unanimously hated was the Cleveland Cavaliers jersey this year. It's kind of ridiculous. It has the iconic Cavaliers C, of course, but the rest of it are various letters in the font of like bands in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is maybe kind of like a neat theme. Like, hey, like it's Cleveland, we got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But the execution of it is like really quite jarring and ugly. And the tweets back that up. Everyone was like, has finally found something worse than Comic Sans out there, you know, things like that. These are no good. They do not work. And besides the awful lettering, they're also just really boring. So coming in at 30, trash jerseys. Cleveland, clean it up. Next. All right, so next at 29, we have the New York Knicks City Edition jerseys. Again, not a lot to say about these ones. They're just kind of really boring. You know, the blue and the orange is a nice colorway. I'm in a Illini, so you know, I love blue and orange. I bleed it. And it looks nice in that sense, but it's also just a really boring jersey. It's just the number of the player circled around by, yeah, New York Knicks. City never sleeps, you know, except when they're staring at your boring ass jerseys. Next. So at 28, we got the Brooklyn Nets jerseys. I'm not a big art guy. I know some people, I know that like Basquiat's like a really like big deal, big like important art guy. And I'm sure that like art people out there are like, yeah, these are tight. I'm looking at them and I'm like, these look like they were done by like a preschool class. They don't really work for me. Well, okay, the design underneath the lettering of the Brooklyn Nets is actually like, it's kind of interesting. Like the arrows that they have like going up and down the jersey is kind of neat. But the Brooklyn Nets lettering looks kind of like pedestrian. You know, shots at Basquiat, and I'm sure you're great at what you do. I'm sure Kyrie loves these jerseys, but not for me. So next we got Detroit Pistons jerseys coming in at 27. And these aren't bad jerseys. There's nothing really wrong with them. It's kind of like the Knicks. They're just really boring. The blue and the red looks nice. As a jersey, they look fine, but they're nothing that's like that spectacular. And with these City Edition jerseys, I want to be wild, you know? I want someone to show me something I've never seen before. Unless you're the Miami Heat, then I want you to show me 4 different versions of something that I've seen before because I love it. So yeah, we were all kind of out on these Pistons jerseys. I think they're just kind of blah. For the next ranking, I'm going to toss it over to one of the co-hosts of this podcast, of Deep 3 Pod. Subscribe on all your platforms. I'm going to throw it over to Matt to break down jersey number 26.
All right, so these Celtics jerseys. Look, I know you're trying to save some money, trying to make the organization a better team, but like you could do that by, you could do better things than just hiring a 5-year-old off the street to try and spruce up your very, very boring jerseys, which could have been very, very, very good jerseys. You're killing me.
Sick. I did not watch these submissions before I created this video, so whatever he said probably nailed it. And if you didn't like it, fuck that guy, right? Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Next jersey, number 25, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. And this one's just, again, it's kind of boring. It is fairly sleek. I like the font is sleek. The like dark metallic gray with like the neon green trimming around it, like looks fine. It's just like, again, it's not a very exciting city jersey, especially after we saw those incredible Prince jerseys that the Timberwolves had after Prince passed as like a tribute to him. Those were the only jerseys for me in like the past however many years that these city edition jerseys have been like hopping off, really, that have like really competed with the Miami Vice jerseys. I thought that those were so cool, and these are just like really bland, which actually feels more fitting, I suppose, for Minnesota overall as a brand. Sorry. Number 24, we got the Houston Rockets, the H-Town blue jerseys with some light red trimming on the H-Town letters and some darker blue on the sleeves and the collar. These are fine. I like the blue. It looks nice. It doesn't really scream Rockets to me. And it's not like cool enough in a way where like the departure is like forgivable, because it's just like kind of also sort of like plain looking jerseys. It's a nice blue. It's fine. It's nothing to write home about. There's something particularly funny that the tagline next to the jersey is the colors of loyalty. So that's sick. that's sick. Give it everything they have going on right now. Way to go, Rockets. Very serious franchise. Next, number 23, kind of similar to how I felt about the Rockets, is the Milwaukee Bucks City Edition jersey. These are kind of, again, they're like, it's a nice blue, and I get it because they're like, we're by a lake. So they've got like that little wave kind of going into it. It's cool. I don't know. I don't have a lot of thoughts about this jersey. I hope Giannis looks good in blue. All right, number 22, we got the Washington Wizards. Yeah, this jersey's also just like fine. It has that American flag on the side, and then otherwise it's like kind of looks pretty much like sort of the regular jersey. So I don't know, it's like fine. And I'm not a big like wearing the American flag kind of guy. I think it can be like a little corny, so I don't know that I think these are like that cool that I would like want to wear this jersey. But I don't know. I mean, you're in DC, and when in DC, you're in DC. Okay. Next, coming in at number 21, the Orlando Magic jersey. These are actually, I think I might have even myself underrated these a little bit when I was doing my rankings. These are actually kind of nice. I love the orange that they use, which is like fitting for Orlando, and that's cool. Like, I guess overall they're like a little bit bland, and like, but the orange is really nice. I think that's cool, and that'll be fun. At least like something eye-catching about this incredibly bland squad. I go Orlando. All right, next, number 20, we got the Indiana Pacers City jerseys. I actually like these ones a lot. I think that it's just because they're very classic. They seem honestly like really more like they should be their throwback jerseys, I feel like. But they're just really clean. They got the pinstripes going down. The yellow and the blue is really sharp with some of the like white on the side. It just is a good looking jersey, and it feels pretty standard. I think that if you did anything super flashy for Indiana, that would be really uncharacteristic. So I think they represented themselves very well with this kind of jersey. For this next one, gonna go ahead and toss up an alley-oop to our co-host Sam to talk about this next jersey coming in at number 19. So let's hear what Sam has to say about this one.
All right, let's be real here. This team is very anticipated this season, but they have the worst jerseys I've seen in a long time, and that's the New Orleans Pelicans, all right? You got the hype team based off this youth roster. You got Zion, you got Brandon Ingram, Lonzo. You know, these guys, they're from LA, you know, they're big-time guys, and you're repping with this garbage, you know, Gold LaFleur kind of stuff? Like, what are we doing? We're not the Saints here, all right? We're not the New Orleans Saints, all right? We're the Pelicans. At least put a bird on it at this point. Come on, let's put a bird. Let's put a bird.
Dope. Really good work, Sam. Couldn't agree with you more, or maybe not. Again, I did not watch these videos beforehand. So, tight. Next, for 18, we got the Los Angeles Clippers. Again, and this is another one I think that I might be a little higher on than the other guys were, but That's just because I think it looks really, it just is kind of cool. Like, I don't know, the font is very like, it feels like a statement. It's very bold and it just like looks really cool. The jerseys are sleek. They got like just this essentially all black jersey with like white on the trimming and then a little bit of blue and a little bit of red, but just like a touch of it. I think it's like a very tasteful jersey. I think it looks really clean. It's nothing like super eye-popping, but if your star is the spokesperson for New Balance sneakers, your franchise needs to represent that to some degree. So, good job, Clippers. Really hope that this year's not as sad as last one. All right, and for number 17, we have the Atlanta Hawks. So this jersey, it's MLK inspired, which is super cool. Really fun idea, and the courts that go along with it look really great. And the jerseys themselves are really solid. They're, again, just like very clean, and I think these are good jerseys that don't like blow me away, but like the idea is cool, and the jersey itself looks pretty clean. So, way to go. Way to go, everyone. Buy Trae Young shoes so that man can afford some hair plugs. Do that for Trae Young. Okay, and next, gonna toss it on over to our other co-host, Kevin. For number 16, let's hear what Kevin has to say about this team.
Lakers. Why? You had such a good chance to get something that looked really cool, and you get this blue and white, plain ass, boring ass jersey that you're like, hey, our city edition this year, blue and white, plain text, nothing else, we got you.
Whoa, Kevin, that was pretty controversial. Or not, maybe, right? Yeah. Cool. For number 16, that was the Lakers. Next, we got coming in at 15, last one for this video, for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that this is really boring. I am not that into this jersey. It looks like something that like I would make in like 2K. Like, it looks like really uninspired to me. It's not that exciting, and I guess that's fine based on the product you're going to be putting on the court this year. There's not a real identity to this team right now. That's cool. These jerseys are really bland. I know other people might like them more than I do. They don't look bad, but they're really, really boring. Like, they're really boring. Like, I'm trying really hard not to like fall asleep looking at these jerseys. Sorry, OKC, but shout out SGA. Hope you're in for a really fun year, buddy. All right, so that's all the jerseys we have for this edition of the video, but guess what? We got a few more to rank in the next one, so stay tuned for that bad boy next week. You will be getting another video with jersey rankings, and I will be wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing now because I'm going to record it in 2 minutes. So I'll see you then. Alright, thanks for watching the Intern Corner special edition, and I hope that you have a nice day, and I hope that you like and subscribe to our little videos. Okay, bye-bye.